We got to go to the college football because, in my opinion, I know you're not going to like this because I know you're a huge Ohio State fan, but I'm sorry, buddy. Michigan, even without Jim Harbaugh, even if they were cheating, who cares? Everybody cheats in college football. They were still beating people down by 50. Michigan, in my opinion, this year is the best team in college football. And I think it's going to be very fascinating to see what happens between the Alabama Georgia game and the Oregon Washington game that both occur this weekend. I said today on Brandon's World, I think Alabama, or excuse me, not Alabama, I think Georgia and Michigan, who obviously take apart Iowa in the Big Ten championship game, I think those two teams are already in. I think it ultimately comes down to if Alabama beats Georgia, lost to Texas, but if they beat what's presumed the number one team in the country, they have to be in the college football playoff. And then it will ultimately come down to who wins that game between Oregon and Washington that would occur the night before. If Bama does not win, then I think Oregon and Washington both probably get in. Unless Washington beats Oregon, then I think it probably goes to Texas. What's your thought this year on the college football playoff?
To be quite frank with you, I'm a bitter Ohio State fan right now, but I have to take the tough pill to swallow. And if any Michigan fans are out there listening, good game, guys. You guys beat us, like, you guys outplayed us, man, and it sucks. And you can tell there's kind of a sadness in my voice because I know Marvin Harrison's done, and I'm never gonna see him play again. But I did read a graphic that we still have a slight chance to slip in, and if that does happen, I'm praying it does. I don't know where it's gonna get us because we're probably just gonna get killed, but I'm praying we slip in. But if not, like you said, I think Michigan walks out national champs, and I, I, if I had to lose to anybody, I'm glad it would be the national champs. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, Michigan feels to me like the best team in the country this year. Again, I think Michigan and Georgia are sort of right there. I'm gonna find this so fascinating because why people don't want to put Alabama in, they want to put Washington in, they want to put Oregon in, they want to put Texas in, they even want to put Ohio State in, as you said. To me, if Bama beats Georgia, with their only loss being to Texas, but Bama would defeat the back-to-back national champion and the Georgia's only loss of the year. Bama has to be in at that point.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Bama. Everyone knows this. I bash Bama a lot. If you hang around me, you know I bash Bama, and I agree though. I think they got to get in. That's that. They've been playing phenomenal football. Not as good as Michigan, so I feel like Michigan's a lock because they played phenomenal football. I also feel like if you wanted to, you could slip Ohio State in and possibly have a national championship rematch. We could have a Michigan Ohio State rematch for the Natty.
The only way you slip Ohio State in is if Oregon loses to Washington, because that put Oregon at 2 losses. Bama would have to lose to Georgia. That puts Bama at 2 losses. And then Texas would have to lose. I don't know who they're playing off the top of my head. But Texas would have to lose.
Hey man, I prayed for crazier things in my day. I prayed for LeBron James to come back down 3-1, and it happened. So I could pray for this one.
Okay, so this is interesting. So Texas right now is currently number 7. They play number 19 Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship game at noon. So they play early Saturday. So you will be rooting as an Ohio State fan for Oklahoma State, Georgia. I mean, if Iowa somehow knocks off Michigan, then we all know that's not going to happen. But I would root for Georgia, Oklahoma State, and then on Friday night, before all that occurs, you have to root for Washington, because if Oregon wins, if that's Washington's only loss, then you get a debate between, essentially, this is going to be the crazy part. If Bama wins and Oregon wins, you're getting a debate between basically Washington and Oregon / Alabama as to who gets those final 2 spots because we know Michigan and Georgia are walking with the CFP. Michigan will definitely beat Iowa. We know Georgia, they lose to Bama. That being their only loss, they would still get in, being that they're the back-to-back national champions.
See, if this happens, this would be the craziest. This would save, listen, this would save Ryan Day's job so much, and he wouldn't have to do anything. If he's somehow able to sneak in, this would save Ryan Day's job for another year. And I would be so bittersweet because, yes, my college team is in the playoffs and we're going hard and we're making a run for this thing. But God, I hate Ryan Day more than anything.
Okay, so Jalen, as an Ohio State fan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to know this thinking of college football fans because I just don't get it. Your coach literally loses 1 game a year, and everybody acts like he's the worst coach in the world. I don't understand that logic, especially when next year the college football playoff is going up to 12 teams. So even if you were to lose, God forbid for you, to Michigan again, you're absolutely pretty much guaranteed to be in the playoff now every single year going forward.
But Brandon, you don't get it. This isn't about the playoffs. This is losing to the team up north. You don't understand. This is like you losing to the Cowboys.
But I'm not gonna fire my if the Eagles go 16-1, let's say 1 year, and our only loss was to Dallas, or 15-2. We lose to Dallas twice. We're not firing the coach because we lost to Dallas twice and won the
Three straight, Brandon. 3 straight. 3 straight. 3 years straight. I've sat on different buddies' couches in pain for 3 years straight. When Urban Meyer was down there, I never had to worry about it.
Straight, Michigan has been the better football team. Jim Harbaugh's finally got a quarterback, and look what happened. J.J. McCarthy's going to go in the first round this year.
He's not an NFL quarterback. He should not.
He's going to go in the first round. He's a very good quarterback. With the Michigan at the quarterback advantage this year, not so sure. Next year, Ohio State should win. Michigan's not going to be the same team. We don't even know if Harbaugh is going to be there, going to be on the sideline. Is he going to be in the NFL? We have no idea. The recruits are not going to be as good. They're going to have about 20 first-round draft picks, and that's not an exaggeration. Listen, next year Ohio State should win, but this year I said going into it, Michigan's going to win the game 23-20. They just had a better roster, and that's okay because when these rivalries are even like this, for an unbiased observer of the sport, it makes it a whole lot easier to watch than, can't wait to watch Ohio State beat Michigan 62-10 again.
Oh, I love that. I love spanking Michigan. I don't want a close game. That's like if you're like, Cavs, if 2016 came around and you asked me, would you rather have the Cavs win by 3 in the finals or win by 40? Obviously, I'm going to choose by 40.
It's a different sport. You're comparing basketball to college football. College football is even a different sport to the NFL. Maybe the concepts now are similar, but with the recruiting, the transfer portal, the rivalries, it's a completely different sport.
Can we talk about Harbaugh real quick? I've wanted to touch on this with you.
Yes.
Here's my take on Harbaugh. As an Ohio State fan, I don't like that man. But cheating, really? This is what we're booking him for? We're booking him for cheating? What are we, 5? Well, what's going on here? Urban Meyer was grinding with a woman at a bar, and no one said anything about that.
Oh, my God, Jalen Sandvick.
No one said anything about that. But we're gonna book this man for cheating. So I don't think that Harbaugh deserves the flack, but I do think he's gonna end up in the NFL. I think he's going straight to Chicago.
Yeah, I would not take that job.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think Michigan is a really good job, and I said this. And this is not. Listen, I have, nothing against Ohio State. Really, I know it sounds like I have something against Ohio State. I really don't. But the way the old suspension came down it was on a Friday when Harbaugh was already on the team playing, going to Penn State. It sort of feels like for some reason this Big Ten has a vendetta against Harbaugh. I don't know if it's because he pushes back. I don't know if it's Ryan Day. No, he couldn't beat Michigan, so he tried to get Jim Harbaugh suspended. I don't know what it is, but the timing of it was so weird. And I said this too. Again, could they have been cheating? Did they cheat? They probably did. However, at the end of the day, college football is stupid anyways because they don't allow headset quarterback communication because they say it's too hard to put a wire in the headset. You had to do everything on the sideline. And people don't realize how long it would take to get that signal to the coach, for the coach to then get the signal to the play caller, for the play caller to then get that signal to the player, and for them to understand what they're going to do all in a matter of microseconds. It's like in Madden, when you know that they're going to run, you can run commit. Does it work sometimes? Yeah. Does it blow up in your face sometimes? Yeah, it does.
Very much so.
So,
But
I don't know. I don't think it has a huge effect on Michigan. They were blowing people out by 50, Jalen.
yeah, that Michigan team reminds me so much of the Urban Meyer era team when you had absolute studs. You had a kid. You had a young Zeke. Who was quarterback there? Braxton Miller, right? Braxton.
No, it was Cardo Jones.
That's right. That's right. Because our starter went down. I was so young, I forgot.
It was JT Barrett who went down.
Yeah, JT Barrett. God, he was awful. He was so bad. But man, this Michigan team, if you're a Michigan fan, get hyped because this might be your only shot at a natty for the next 3 or 4 years. This could be it.
At least, and by the way, for the record, JT Barrett was short in 2016. I don't want anybody to tell me otherwise. Michigan beat you guys that year. That's the year that I thought it was rigged. That's the year
his body was over that line.
Doesn't matter where the body is, it's where the ball was short by half a yard.
Over the line, Brandon.
That still gives me nightmares. Because way back when sports betting wasn't legal, I kind of had Michigan in that game.
Well, that teaches you. You were a 17-year-old Brandon at the time? Little illegal gambling going on. That's why you don't gamble against my Buckeyes.
Hey, listen, I still bet on WWE odds on Bovano.
Oh, dude. Man. Oh, what a time that was. That was
God, what a time it is in our sports industry. Like that clip from the Brand's World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brand's World podcast right here on YouTube.